Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Jobu. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, man. Without you guys. Damn! Let's get over for business here. I don't know about you, Philly. I'm sad the season's over, man.
Gotta take out one Cowboy at a time, right? One Cowboy fan at a time. Oh, I almost shot myself.
You know what, dude?
I'm very sad, Mark.
Have a seat on the couch with us, man, okay? We're joining the Redskins and the Giants who've been there for a couple of weeks already, man.
Man, I'm very depressed. This is very bad, very sad.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel your pain, man, because I thought for sure you and I were going to be going at it this weekend, man. I thought we were going to be doing a dual live stream, Cowboys versus Eagles, and we were going to kick your ass.
You weren't beating us. There was no way
I guess.
in hell.
Wait a minute.
In hell.
Philly.
No.
Your team's. What happened to you two against the Cowboys this year?
Yeah, you got lucky. You got lucky the second game. The refs gave you the ball.
No.
Come on.
Hold on, Doug. Hold on. You know what happened? You know what happened the second game. You know what happened?
Yeah, you won the coin toss.
No,
that was it.
Jobu was there. You know the power of Jobu.
Yeah, voodoo.
Yeah, because I want my towel back.
No.
See?
Not get it back. Not give it. No.
All right, so I hear there's some news on your Eagles here that they've decided on the lame duck.
They're going Carson Wentz this season as a starter. They're committed to him. This is a move that I do agree with. I know this is very, very conflicting for some Eagle fans. We're split down the middle, but I think this is the right move. I think this is what they have to do. And I guess it comes down to, do you trust that Carson Wentz will get over these injuries, or do you think he's always going to be injured? I think he'll get over it, and I think you got to keep him.
So you don't think he's going to have that Sam Bradford effect?
No, God, no. No, I think that coming back from an ACL, we know that a lot of times it takes the guys a whole year. They deal with other injuries. They overcompensate for their knee, maybe the way he's moving his back or he's playing his feet. And I think it's all connected. I think a full year's rest, I think he'd be good to go.
Well, here in Dallas, we've got to talk about, we got Zeke, we got Dak, we got Tank Lawrence, we got Byron Jones, and some other people that are,
they all stink.
No, they kicked your ass this year, but that we got to look at signing to long-term deals and stuff. Yeah. I believe your team has a lot of free agents and stuff, that a lot of bills that are coming due.
We have no cap space right now, and the only way we can do it is we're going to have to cut some of the fat. We're going to have to get rid of some of these older guys. We got a lot of guys under cap that aren't any dead money for us to cut, but we're going to have to do it. People like Jason Peters, Chris Long,
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles is $20 million, so we have to get rid of him. I don't see how the Eagles can keep him as a backup and pay him $20 million. So the only way Foles comes back now is he would have to take a drastic pay cut and be okay being a backup. But he already said he wants to start. So he's going to go. And I love Nick Foles. He's a legend in Philly, and I appreciate everything he did, but that's the way it's got to be.
Well,
but I do expect high turnover with the older guys and some of those cap moves. I expect the younger team next year, and they're going to have a great draft. They're going to have to be really good in the draft and with free agent and get some guys in here so they don't take a step back,
Think you're going to have any coaching changes?
No, they said none. They're keeping everybody. And I'm not I'm not a big Jim Schwartz guy.
He's still got that lion stank on him.
I just don't like the scheme. I'm the old school Buddy Ryan, Jim Johnson. You blitz, you come out of quarterback.
Yeah.
And I just don't like the scheme.
So how are you feeling about next year then? I mean, you guys have been, 2 years in a row winning seasons or anything else. You've kind of taken a lot of hits and things. You've got some guys that are older that you're going to get rid of. Think there's a chance to win the division next year?
Yes, because we got the North Dakota Assassin, baby. The North Dakota Assassin will be back in full effect next year. We are going to get our 2017 Carson back next year. I believe that. But, we got to see what they do in free agency. It's early yet. But I'm sure. I think the Eagles are going to be very aggressive. I think they're going to be very active. So I do think that we're going to get some interesting names in.
Well, my Dallas Cowboys are, since the Greg Hardy and Brandon Carr big name free agent signings, they kind of stay on the lower end of that, and pretty much they look at doing homegrown talent or practice squad guys, which they've actually done pretty good with, because when you look at our team, everybody is pretty much, all the stars are under 30 years of age, and it's pretty much homegrown guys. We have not had a big name free agent in forever. Maybe that changes, because I'll be honest with you, I know you're going to say Cowboys suck and Cowboys stink, but I actually look at this team and say, you got a young group of guys. You got Dak, you got Zeke, and, you look at Jalen Smith, you look at Van Der Esch, and most of that defense, they're younger guys. And the fact that we may be getting Travis Frederick back, if he comes back the way he was, now all of a sudden we got depth on offensive line like we had before. If we can just add a tight end, if we could get somebody like you got, like a Zach Ertz, oh, my God, we'd be killing people. So I look at it like right now, I look at the Giants and say they're still a dumpster fire. They may be better next year, but they don't have a quarterback, really, to me, with Eli. Going to be another year older. I look at the Washington Redskins. Well, the Washington Redskins, they have no quarterback. I think it's going to be you and us battling it out again year after year for a while.
I expect it to happen for a while, because we got two good young quarterbacks in this league, and I think that this is where you're going to see the NFC East. I think you're going to see many battles between the Eagles and the Cowboys, and it's going to be fun. It is going to be fun.
So let me ask you, what do you think was the biggest mistake your team made this year that would have made a difference in them going all the way?
I think, I can't really say. Yeah, I think the injuries really killed us, because we lost Jay Ajayi, we lost Corey Clement at the running back position, and then we lost Mike Wallace, who was supposed to be our deep threat. I would say maybe we should have gone out and got a better number 2 wide receiver, a guy that could stretch the field. I feel like we weren't fast enough and we weren't a threat enough to teams, and sometimes those defenses can kind of get a jump on you, play you up, and I think that's really, in my opinion, where we got hurt.
And dissecting my team, I think we actually had decent personnel after we got Amari Cooper, but I think the biggest thing that screwed my season was the fact that we got idiots for coaches. And I'm just thinking about short yardage is literally what killed our season, because here it was Texans, it was 4th down and 1 and overtime. And we decided, well, let's go ahead and punt. They go 92 yards and score and win the game there against the Washington Redskins. Instead of, ran 2 plays in the last minute and we were settling for a long field goal, we get a penalty against us that was robbery from the freaking officials, and we missed that field goal. And then this 4th down over here where we continue to just run up the middle. That's basically 3 plays that could have been huge for the season, totally different. We'd won 2 more games.
Yeah.
Hell, we would have had a home playoff game, for the second round. And
I will say this though, man. That Amari Cooper trade saved your season.
Oh, without a doubt.
Because you guys were a completely different team when you added him, and you got to. I didn't think he was worth the 1st round pick when you made the trade, but obviously. How can you say that now after you see what impact he's made? Yeah,
the Raiders thought, oh yeah, we're gonna have great picks, and it ends up being a 25th and a 27th for Khalil. Yeah, I get a marker. It's like y'all stupid.
Well, see, and that's kind of my reason why I don't agree with those who say we should trade Wentz and keep Foles, because let's say you trade Wentz for 2 or 3 first round picks, he goes to Jacksonville, and all of a sudden he's healthy. They're in the playoffs every year, and they're probably competing for title. You're getting picks back now that are late first-round picks.
Right.
It's not worth it. Not worth it.
Yeah. Well, here this is going to be my warning to you guys that you guys actually have to start worrying now that we do have Amari Cooper. To me, I know everybody will say I know I'm a Dak defender. I'm a Dak lover. I treat him like he's my son. Okay, and if he wanted to be Michael, I'd kick your ass to the curb and take him. Okay, no offense or anything, but that's Dak. Okay, But here's the thing you got to start looking at, because it seems like the light went on with him. When you look at that fourth quarter, that game against you guys, and in overtime, all of a sudden he seems like he's a different quarterback coming down the stretch. Even against the Giants without Zeke Elliott. 367 yards. And then in the playoffs, Zeke and the offensive line did not do jack, but he still had us in there. And had we done something on that fourth down,
he almost threw a nice, big, fat pick six.
Who doesn't almost throw one from time to time?
No, I know. I'm just kidding.
But I'm telling you, though, if he does start taking us, if that is more of the norm, that he's a 250, 300-yard passer, a touchdown pass here and there and a rushing touchdown, and you get a Zeke Elliott healthy with a good offensive line, that could all of a sudden be scary. Because this offense actually made a lot of yards. Their biggest problem was they couldn't score in the freaking red zone.
Yeah.
If they could have scored in the red zone, we would have been blowing people out, and they would have said we were a juggernaut. But we just get down there, and they just fucking choke.
Yeah. Well, when I'm not, teasing Dallas fans or making fun of them.
Which is all the time.
Right, which is most of the time. But in all seriousness, I've said this before. Dak Prescott has a lot of talent.
Mm-hmm.
It's can the coaches develop him and bring it out of him? That's
not with the staff we got.
Concern. That's the thing that I worry about. But you know who he reminds me of, Dak Prescott? Seriously.
McNabb?
And I'm saying it in a good way. Yes. He reminds me a lot of Donovan McNabb, except for I think he's a little bit more advanced maybe in passing early on in his career.
Yeah.
McNabb became more advanced later, but I think
what's crazy
now.
But Philly, okay. See, I can actually talk with you because you can be rational, unlike some of my Cowboy brethren. You know what's crazy? I was going through and I did an exercise this morning. Unfortunately, the notebook's in my car. If you take the first 3 years of Tony Romo, Dak Prescott has more yardage passing.
Wow.
If you added his running touchdowns with his passing touchdown, he's got 3 more touchdowns than Tony Romo did. His yards per completion is 0.2 yards more than Tony Romo was in his first 3 years.
Wow. It's pretty crazy.
And his completion percentage is 5% more. That's what's crazy. And it's hard to believe because you look at how bad he played there for a while. All of a sudden, you say, maybe he's not as bad as everybody makes him out to be.
Yeah. No.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. But I got to tell you, you have made the season enjoyable. Watching you suffer with the Eagles has been a thing of beauty.
Yes. I'm glad that my suffering can bring you such enjoyment.
There you go. And I'm hoping that next year you can bring us lots of enjoyment with that as well.
No. Next year I'm going to be drinking Cowboy beer.
Well, we'll see. But no, honestly, everybody, my man, Philly 500, he's actually really, really cool people. He's on the West Coast and stuff, and I've got to definitely hook up with him and, slap him around a little bit. But definitely check out his channel and definitely give him hell as well. Philly, tell everybody where to find you. Philly.500, Philly 500, type it in, it'll come up. You'll see my ugly face, and that's where I'll be. And I have to agree with him on this one. That is a ugly face. Not that this one's pretty, but that. Ugh. I'll see you guys later.